What's up, fellas? This is Krios once again, doing another Let's Play video. I decided to take a little break from playing Brutal Doom, and I'm going to do a little scavenge run here in the WarZ. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this game, all the controversy surrounding it. A lot of people have been saying it's a DayZ ripoff. They've taken a lot of the elements from that mod and basically just copy and pasted them into this game. The biggest issue that I have seen is that when it came out on Steam a while ago, there were some issues as far as they were outright lying about features in the game. Certain features that they are planning, they basically advertised that it was already in the game, which was false. A lot of the one thing they're discussing is the stronghold mode, where a group of players or a clan can take over a building or structure, fortify it, and basically defend it against other players and waves of zombies and all that fun stuff. They were also advertising hundreds of zombies in towns, in cities, all sorts of that thing. Now, recently they did up the zombie spawns in the game, but it's still nowhere near the screenshots that they've released. A few other screenshots are of videos, or not videos, vehicles, sorry. That's me checking to see who's on the server here. Yeah, there are no vehicles in the game yet, at least no drivable vehicles. They recently opened up more buildings that you could actually go in. A lot of them were closed off when this game was in early alpha. If you ask me, it's still in an alpha. A lot of development issues have occurred too. Now, they have been patching it on a rather frequent basis. But a lot of people are saying that they're just pussyfooting around. They're not making progress. They're taking their sweet old time releasing things. Whatever. Honestly, I don't care about all that. I like the game for what it is. It's a survival, zombie, post-apocalyptic, MMO, FPS, whatever, however many labels you want to jab onto the fucking thing. Let's see my arms res in there. So basically what we're doing here is I'm doing a short scavenge run at one of the towns closest to the southernmost safe spot. The safe zones are where you can either log off and get access to your global inventory, or recently they put in an NPC where you can actually access your, they call it the vault now, you can access your vault through an NPC, which is pretty decent. This town is called Rocky Ford, and it is just north of one of the safe zones. Now, what I usually do here is I'll whip out my binoculars and just start looking around. We want to check all of the major, excuse me, all of the major areas here. Let's look over there to see some textures resin. There's still a lot of work to be done on this game. Now, I basically want to look for player movement. There's a reason why I join low population servers, is because I more prefer the PvE aspect of this game. The scavenging, the survival, all that fun stuff. But there are times where you have to defend yourself against other players, and that's pretty much 90% of the time if you join a server with more than 10 people on it. The map is big, but it's not big enough to where even if you have 10 people on a server, you're bound to run into somebody. I generally shoot for like maximum 5 people on a server. That, to me, gives me enough breathing room to do my PvE activities without having to worry too much about running into somebody else who's just trying to kill you for your stuff. So yeah, you can see the zombies kicking around here. There's not a whole lot of them, but they have increased the numbers enough to where they are a threat if you get too many of them. You can zoom in with your right mouse button. You can see them just hanging around, not doing much. I'm just going to come down this way. The first spot I check here is the RV there. Now, I think it's within the last 6 months they patched this town to where they lowered the spawn rate on some of the better equipment. When I first started doing this run, I would find large backpacks, I would find like M16s, M4s, Glocks, you name it, I was finding all sorts of different stuff. Some oatmeal, some bag of chips there. One time I even found some body armor in here. Now, the main thing when you're doing these kinds of runs is don't get tunnel vision. Always look around. Take out a zombie here. Always look around, mainly for like just groups of zombies. You don't want to run up and engage a zombie, then have two more come in from the sides. And that's a frequent problem. I'm not sure if it'll actually really show up in the video. Hey, money. But every so often, when you start attacking, you'll get that frame skip thing. That I call it frame lock. It just stops for a second, but everything is still going. So that's generally when I take my zombie damage. Second place I check is this house. Oh, hey. That's a good find. Mossbergs are pretty damn good shotguns. Some food. Definitely make use of your zoom button. Players can be kind of hard to pick out sometimes, especially if they're not moving. Oh, Jesus. What is that? This is a decent spot for weapon spawns. But like I said, since they seem to have adjusted the spawn rates of things, I don't really see a whole lot of them. Seeing that gun was pretty damn lucky. The zombies actually aren't too hard to take out if you only get one or two of them running at you. I've been using this spiked bat for weeks now. It's killed hundreds and hundreds of zombies. You aim a bit up here. Don't start swinging like a madman. If you do it right, it's only about 2 or 3 hits. If you aim high enough, because you'll get them right in the head. Take them out. If you aim for the body, you're going to be standing there for a year, wailing on them. There used to be a lot of bandages and antibiotics and stuff that would spawn there. This game does definitely has its fair share of problems. One problem that I ran into, it's more like a glitch, is they sell optics and weapon add-ons in the marketplace, which are pretty cheap. I picked up a silencer and an ACOG scope. The ACOG scope is absolutely terrible because it has this bright yellow texture in the middle of it. It makes it almost impossible to see anything. But my issue came in with the silencer. I thought, alright, I'll just pick up a silencer. I'll be able to use my guns and not aggro a bunch of zombies. Because it's supposed to, super quiet your weapon. Yeah, that's not the case. I shot a zombie and managed to aggro half the town I was in, even with the silencer. So that's definitely something they need to fix. The zombies have their own problems. Their pathing is incredibly limited. For example, if you stand on one side of a fence and a zombie starts running at you, it will run all the way to wherever it can run out of the fence. It won't try to climb over the fence or crawl through it. It has to path all the way around the fence, so you can essentially keep jumping back and forth over the fence, and the zombie will be stuck in an infinite loop of, hey, I can't get this guy, I'm hungry, give me brains. So, hey, a couple things in here. There used to be, I used to find a lot of medium and large backpacks in this house. Need some food. And there's the post office right there. And the diner, which we were already in. The diner used to spawn bandages. Now, this is really essentially just a food run. If I find ammo or guns, it's a huge bonus, and it's basically just getting lucky. The post office sometimes has ammo in it. But, yeah, be careful going into post offices. A lot of people like to camp out there and wait for you to jump through that little section there. And then you get gunned down. Some of the tactics I use here. You always want to be looking around. Always want to be aware of your surroundings. It's not going to do you much good against a decent sniper or a hacker, obviously. But it does improve your chances of survival. Sprinting is a good thing as long as you know where you're going and you know the hiding places. Now, I've been doing this scavenge run for long enough. I know a lot of the hiding places along here. There's a lot of trees here. There's a few sections along the mountain where you can go prone and actually be halfway underneath the ground, so people can't really see you. A lot of people will tell you to keep your gun hidden as to not provoke people, but to be perfectly honest, I find that to be a crock of shit. I always keep my gun out as a show of force. It shows people who maybe watched me, he's like, alright, this guy is armed, and obviously he's not afraid of showing his weapon. I find in this game, if people think they can kill you and take your stuff, they're going to kill you and take your stuff. It doesn't matter what you do. You try to be. I've tried to be friendly with people. I've tried to work with people, and I've been playing this game since I think November of last year. And to date, I have only ever had one person actually legitimately work with me to scavenge goods and to just basically help each other out. Every other person that I've tried to work with has just lured you somewhere to kill you. Because it's a lot easier to kill somebody else and take their stuff than to look for it yourself. Right now, this game is basically a massive PvP game. It's all it is. They're going to be implementing a reputation system. The reputation system is in, but there's still no consequences for being on the bad side of reputation. Now, eventually, they're going to be adding NPCs to this stronghold up here. This is one of the strongholds. It's all walled in. It's got guard towers and whatnot. Later on, they're going to be adding NPCs that will, I think if you have a bad enough rep, they'll just open fire on you. So it's up to you whether you want to just go killing people left, right, and center, because then you may lose access to your safe zones, which is your global inventory and everything. I'm not sure what they're going to be implementing for the good guys, the ones who just kill. I think it's people with thug or lower reputation. I'm not sure. See, now I'm back in the safe zone, but I always go over to this little section here and crouch down just in case something glitches or anything doesn't work. Now here's the map. We did this little section here. This is Rocky Ford and Camp Pine. And this is the quickest scavenge run you can do. Now I usually go up this way, all the way up to Delta Peak Ranger Station, which usually has some guns or whatnot. This whole section is my scavenge run. It's the safest place I can really come up with. I don't usually run into people. I'm just going to quit out here and go to my global inventory. I don't feel like going to the vault person because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk all the way over there. Another thing you should do, if you can help it, is travel light. Don't bring all your best stuff with you unless you plan on being out in the field for a while to kill a bunch of people. Because if somebody kills you, you're going to lose all your best stuff, and there you go. I generally keep common weapons on me. Here we go, my inventory. I'm just going to put everything here. As you can see, I have a rather expansive collection of stuff. Just stuff I've found doing that scavenge run. Well, this is my WarZ movie. If you like it, please like and subscribe. There's also a skill tree here that they just implemented. I actually find it pretty cool. More PvE elements. Gives you a reason to go out and hunt zombies rather than people. So, yes, thank you very much for watching. I've gotten a number of views on my previous Brutal Doom videos. Thank you all for that, and we shall see you again.